The mark of a good Dragon Ball fight is that it doesn't feel one-sided, and even if it does, the weaker opponent fights tooth and nail to overcome their weakness. This is why the hardest battles that Goku and his friends have faced are some of the franchise's best. So let's take a look at some of the hardest fought battles in all of Dragon Ball. Goku vs. Piccolo. Starting us off, we have the final battle of the original Dragon Ball series, Goku's brawl with Piccolo Jr. We wanted to include the fight against King Piccolo in this video as well, but that was a battle in which Goku struggled, while the fight between Goku and Piccolo Jr. was a struggle on both ends, making it a more hard-fought battle. The reason why this was one of the hardest-fought battles in Dragon Ball is that it was between two opponents that were more or less evenly matched. What Goku lacked in Namekian powers, he more than made up for in tricks, surprises, and hidden power. But Piccolo didn't go down easy, pulling out a new ability around every turn and displaying a power greater than that of his father's. Earthlings vs. Saiyans. This next battle was much more one-sided than the fight between Piccolo and Goku, but there's no denying how hard Krillin, Yamcha, Tien, Chaozu, and Piccolo fought to hold off Nappa, Vegeta, and the Cybermen while waiting for Goku to arrive and save the day. Well, I guess mostly Nappa and the Cybermen. This struggle started off when Vegeta and Nappa arrived on Earth in search of the Dragon Balls, and the warrior that defeated Raditz. Eventually, they encountered the warriors of Earth, minus Goku, who fought off their Cybermen. Krillin defeated the bulk of them, and Piccolo defeated one before he faced off against Nappa, sacrificing himself to protect Gohan from the Saiyans' attack. He wasn't the only one to die either, since Yamcha infamously perished at the hands of a kamikaze Cyberman, and Chaozu attempted to use the same move on Nappa, his self-destructive sacrifice unfortunately being in vain. The fight to stall for Goku was a tough one, a battle that each participant put their all into. There were many losses, but Goku eventually made it to Earth, where he easily took care of Nappa and then faced off against Vegeta. Goku vs. Hit. Fast forward to Dragon Ball Super, and we have yet another great example of both opponents in a fight struggling to get the upper hand in the form of Goku versus the time-skipping assassin from Universe 6 known as Hit. This battle was the final battle in the Universe 6 tournament arc of Super, not counting the facade of Monaka versus Hit, and as such, it's one of the most epic, most creative fights in the series, bringing something brand new to us. In order to understand just how much of a struggle Goku and Hit's fight was, we have to look at the combatants. We all know Goku and his power, specifically his, at the time, newfound Super Saiyan Blue power. So let's look more in depth at Hit. Though Hit has his fair share of power and martial arts abilities, his strength comes from his ability to skip forward in time, which he uses to take out opponents with deadly precision. So how does Goku take out someone who can manipulate time to his advantage? The answer to that is what makes the fight so awesome. The struggle that Goku goes through in trying to combat Hit's time skip power was epic to watch, as was seeing Hit force himself to improve mid-fight, a tactic that Goku took up as well, resulting in a fantastic fight full of interesting twists, turns, and struggles on both ends. Defeating Buu. Though the Buu saga might not be everyone's favorite arc of Dragon Ball Z, there's something to appreciate about how Buu is portrayed. Where other villains definitely had more personality and well-written agendas, Buu was merely a force, a massive power and evil that had to be defeated. As a result, Buu wasn't as interesting as Frieza or Cell, but in being an unstoppable force of nature, the villain made for a seemingly unwinnable situation, one that forced characters to fight in ways they'd never done before. All of this is a fancy way of saying that the struggles Goku and his friends went through in defeating Buu as a whole stand as one of the toughest battles in the franchise. This battle spanned across multiple fights, and with each one, Buu only got stronger, and the situation only seemed to worsen and worse. But through tough fights, lost loved ones, death, resurrection, fusion, and everything in between, the heroes of Earth came through in the end, everyone putting their all into saving the world from Buu. Goku vs. Jiren. In his battle with Jiren, Goku finally unlocked the power of Ultra Instinct, which turned the somewhat one-sided fight into an even match that would turn into an epic stalemate, both sides struggling to overcome the other's power. This is the exact reason why we included this battle, since it eventually boiled down to a brawl between massive power and great skill via Goku's Ultra Instinct. This battle more or less came to a draw, which is another reason why it's one of the best struggles, since both both combatants didn't quite manage to defeat each other, showing just how hard it was to do so. But even after Goku lost his Ultra Instinct, the struggle wasn't over, as he and Frieza helped deal the final blow to Jiren together. The clash showed just how drained and desperate Goku was, since he was flashing in and out of Super Saiyan, struggling to hold on to the form, but determined to defeat Jiren alongside Frieza. Piccolo versus Android 17. This battle was intense in every definition of the word. The combatants evenly matched power being the main reason for this. Since the two characters matched each other blow for blow, the struggle to get the upper hand turned into an all-out slugfest, one that easily goes down as one of the best battles in Dragon Ball Z. Despite having an unlimited energy core within his cyborg body, even Android 17 was exhausted by the end of his fight with Piccolo, his stamina drained and his body somewhat battered by the constant barrage of attacks. Piccolo wasn't much better off either, the battle taking a lot out of him too. It's no wonder either, since both characters pulled out all the stops in their fight. Every attack was dodged or countered, and the weight behind every hit could be felt watching the battle unfold, which is why we consider it one of the hardest fought battles in all of Dragon Ball. Goku and Vegeta versus Broly. Dragon Ball Super Broly has yet to make its wide release, at least at the time of this video's production. But from what we know and what's been released, the film features one of the most epic, jaw-dropping brawls in the entire franchise. This is both due to the film's amazing animation and the fact that Broly's said to have a ridiculous amount of power, even without going Super Saiyan. This ridiculous power is what makes the battle such a struggle for Goku and Vegeta, who end up working together in a number of ways in order to take down the Maximum Power Saiyan. The resulting fight is a long, and we do mean long, battle that definitely won't be forgotten anytime soon. Both because of the visual spectacle of it all, and because of the effort, energy, and struggle that Goku and Vegeta are said to put out in it. Broly doesn't seem to have a hard time fighting through the battle, since the struggle is mostly on the other end of the battle, with Goku and Vegeta fighting hard to get the upper hand. From what we know, they do seem to get some form of advantage, but after Broly's father is killed, he goes Super Saiyan and gains a huge power-up that forces Goku and Vegeta to fuse, showing just how hard the two have to fight. Gohan versus Cell. Though the Frieza saga is usually the fan favorite amongst Dragon Ball lovers, the Cell saga is definitely a close second, due in no small part to Gohan and Cell's epic fight that brought the story arc to a close. In his Super Saiyan 2 form, the scales of the fight suddenly shifted, and soon Cell found himself overpowered by the young warrior. Because of this, Cell resorted to creating clones of himself and attempting to destroy the Earth with a self-destruction, both of which failed. After reforming, Cell continued his brawl with Gohan, but in the end, he was too much to handle. Frieza versus Goku. This battle truly began when Frieza killed Krillin as a means of tormenting Goku. Little did he know that this would spark an anger inside Goku. An anger so great it triggered Goku's first Super Saiyan transformation. This moment changed everything, both in terms of the franchise and in terms of Goku's battle with Frieza. After ensuring Gohan was a safe distance away, Goku began his Super Saiyan assault on the Galactic Tyrant, leading to an epic battle in the truest definition of the word. Both combatants put their all into this fight, and even with his newfound Super Saiyan form, Goku still struggled to defeat the fully powered-up Frieza. However, Frieza feared a Super Saiyan. The very idea of one arising and defeating him is why he destroyed the Saiyan race, and his fears were confirmed in this fight, since Goku proved to be the stronger warrior in the end, defeating the intergalactic tyrant in one of the most badass battles in all of Dragon Ball. Goku versus Vegeta. As great as Goku's fight with Frieza is, there's no denying how epic, how brutal, and how awesome his first fight with Vegeta was. Though the characters grew to respect each other over the years, to the point that one might consider them best buddies, or at the very least rivals, things definitely didn't start out that way. Both Goku and Vegeta fought with all their might, with the odds initially tipped in Vegeta's favor. However, by utilizing and even multiplying his newfound Kaioken technique, Goku managed to turn the tables on the Saiyan Prince, forcing Vegeta to pull his trump card, the fearsome Uzaru transformation. Both combatants were pushed to their absolute limits, Vegeta with his Great Ape form and Goku literally shattered by his Kaioken multipliers. Ultimately, Vegeta was defeated by the one thing he never would have expected: the combined efforts of Earth's remaining warriors, each playing an essential part in taking the Saiyan elite down. That and a spirit bomb to the face and being crushed by Gohan's Uzaru form. But why are we telling you all this? You already know just how incredible that fight was. And if you don't, you should probably change that immediately. So, what do you think? Were these the greatest struggles in Dragon Ball history? Can you name any other awesome fights in the franchise where both opponents struggled to gain the upper hand? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to CBR for more Dragon Ball content. Thanks for watching.